back again, Starscream here, just to do a quick review, and this character's been asked for a few times, and I haven't done it, and I'll say another round just for the sake of it, because I'm repeating myself a lot. It's Sunstorm. Now, quite a rare toy to come by, this one, because it's an eHobbies exclusive, so the demand wasn't exactly high when they come out, so there's not many in circulation, so the ones that are still left now are pretty expensive. I mean, it's quite nice, but I mean, what we actually got here, if we really look at it and study, it's just another G1 Seeker jet with a repaint, isn't it? And beforehand, the character of Sunstorm was practically non-existent and unheard of. Now, he doesn't have any proper appearances in the G1 cartoon show, but he is seen in the background twice. Now, I think the first one is a role from Cybertron, and I think that they attack Wheeljack as he's carrying some energon with Bumblebee. I think that might be him there. Is he Yellow Jet, I think? Or it might be on Transform and Roll for it, where they take off into the sky and start shooting down acid rain on a contingency of the Transformers who are trying to get Prime's Cosmotron. Now, Acid Storm's one of them. Now, he's a nice character. He's just had a Universe toy, so that's nice. And there's been a few variations that people have done themselves. Mike's done one, very nicely done. I'd like to do one, but I haven't managed to get around to getting a spare Seeker Jet yet. I've got the Acid Storm Universe one, as I said, which is nice, but I don't think it's as good as the G1. Now, a G1 variation of Sunstorm would be great in the Energon toy, because I've already got this one. There we go. Anyway, not a great deal of characters you would assume, because he's just in the background twice, so he doesn't really do anything. So, actually what I'm going to do before we go any further, I'm going to show you that clip, just to prove that I'm right. And then, after I show that to you, I'll try and give you a little bit of background story that Dreamwave have given him, to give him a character so that people can either like him or hate him. So, back in a sec.
Time told me there'd be days like this, and you didn't believe it. I do now.
Yeah, okay, so now you see it. Now, let's try and get a little bit of the backstory of the Dreamwave, because I'm not 100% certain of the backstory for this guy, so it might be missing bits, so I can't be held responsible for that, but I'm not just going to monologue it to you, so I'll try my best. What it is Shockwave is creating these Starscream clones. They're just mindless drones at this point, and he's trying experiments for them to contain this energy. Now, as you could probably guess by the name Sunstorm, he draws his power from a source. Now, the bio of him says he has an internal power source that keeps heating up, so he runs hotter than all the other Decepticons, so that inevitably sends him insane, so he's a bit of a nut job. Now, it's similar to the Dreamwave one. I think he draws his power from the sun, so the closer he gets, he's a bit like Nuclear Man, isn't he, out of a Superman movie. You know, he draws his power out from the sun, so you take the sun away in eclipse, his power's dramatically reduced to the point of ineffectiveness. So I think that's the initial thing, and he's trying to fuse this together with these drone bots. It doesn't seem to be working. Now, later on in this comic run, Shockwave gets hold of the information from Vector Sigma. Now, he's been trying to get this for ages. Now, Ultra Magnus and some of the other Autobots get hold of him, so he doesn't actually get a chance to examine all the information he gets off Vector Sigma. So he transfers it to a computer system that he's got on Cybertron. Now, not quite sure the ins and outs of this, but the data system that it gets sent to somehow mingles with one of the Starscream clones, and it infuses this with all this information, this sudden whack of information into an unstable clone bot, sends it start staring insane, and it goes shooting off down to Earth to look for Starscream. One reason or the other, I can't remember the actual ins and outs of the story, but needless to say, he does confront Starscream because he needs him for this certain thing which he's been just shoved right down to Earth to look for. Well, he hasn't been sent to look for it, he's gone on purpose. So yeah, he finds Starscream, he has a bit of a to and a fro in with him, because he's a lot more powerful than Starscream, because, as I said, he's drawing his energy from light and the source of the sun, so he kicks Starscream's ass, but most Decepticons usually do. Starscream's just full of this. I mean, he hates all the other Decepticons, as far as I know from his character. He despises them, he thinks he's better than all of them. So he's got the same egocentrical self-importance that Starscream's got, I suppose. So yeah, he's a good brother to him. Eventually he is dispatched by Jetfire though, so there you go. Now, he does appear just recently in Transformers Animated. Now, it's not actually explained if it's going to be Sunstorm or not. I mean, we can only hope it will be, and they'll just release a toy. I mean, I was thinking about repainting it, because I've done a Thundercracker one now and a Skywarp, so the chances of me doing a Sunstorm one are pretty high, actually. But in the meantime, it's not actually said what his character's going to be like 100%, and if it even is Sunstorm, but we can only speculate and hope. So, yeah, let's take a look at the toy again, though, shall we? The colour scheme's quite nice, as the light seems to be reflecting off the white, I'm afraid, but yeah, generally, at least it stands out from the other Seekers quite nicely, doesn't it? And yeah, I like the colour scheme. So look, I must say though, the hobbies one aren't great. If you look really close, I don't know if the camera's pointing out, the plastic's cheap. I mean, I don't know if you can see on these wings, you can see the red through the white wings because the plastic is that cheap. So it's a cheaper toy all round, to be honest with you, than the original ones. I think it's even cheaper fitting than the reissue, so I'm not sure if that's to do with the colour. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's not a great quality toy. At least it's got the proper length Seeker Jet missiles though, which is nice. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a quick look up and rundown of Sunstorm. A very nice toy. Look out for it, but I think you'll be paying a high price tag for this one. But that's not my fault. I jumped in early on and I got it before everybody else. No, I'm going to get some hate mail for that. Alright. Okay, so that's me, that's Starscream. Quick review of Sunstorm. And I'm saying take care and see you lot out there.